There we go. Yes, once again, welcome to the KemeTones How to Create a Life You Love Helping Others as a Cosmic Sound Healer Certification and Retreat Preview webinar. And as I was just saying, I'll be checking in from time to time to see if there's any questions in the chat room. I have not muted the phone line yet, so if there's any questions, you should be able to speak out, and you should be able to mute yourself with your own listening device. I believe it's *6 to unmute or *2. I haven't really gotten any confirmation on this yet. But anyway, thank you for being here. So this is the image you saw when you clicked on the link to find out how to create a life you love helping others. And this is a scene from Rebel Salute Festival in January of this year. After the class was over, we went to the festival, and since this was our first time, we didn't actually have our own booth. Someone let us set up out in front of their booth. And this year, or next year, 2017, KemeTones will have its own booth. But this was a great experience for the students to practice what they had been studying all week. And we look forward to doing this again every year that is possible. So if you're here, you may or may not know what KemeTones is. You may have just been interested. KemeTones is a sound healing system that uses acutonics tuning forks. It's a system of healing that is similar to acupuncture, only we use sound instead of needles. Each acutonics tuning fork is tuned to the planetary frequencies or vibrations of the planets, and that is why it's called a cosmic sound healing. Each planet corresponds to a Neteru or a Risha or a different indigenous ancestral force. We call these Neteru cosmic forces because they represent a force that lives within all of us. Just like we have the force of magnetism, the force of gravity, we have the force of Ma'at, which is the force of balance and truth. We have the force of Heteru, which is the cosmic force of beauty. And we have the cosmic force of Asar, which is the cosmic force of transformation, and so on. So when you get a KemeTones treatment, you receive a cosmic sound healing. My name is Tachia Ahmet El-Ma'at, and SE after my name means self-educated. I am a living spirit light being having an earthly existence in a watery encasement as an artist, musician, astronomer, astrologer, organic gardener, world traveler, cosmic sound healer, and recently adding wellness coach. This photograph is taken at the Saqqara Pyramid, what do you call it? Grounds. And I'm standing there with two of the higher frequency tuning forks. And I had a wonderful time on this journey because I took the corresponding tuning forks into each temple or pyramid that corresponded to that deity. And before I became a sound healer and musician, homeschooling mother, I didn't add that on there, homeschooling mom, I was a physics major and astronomy graduate student. And I had some very unusual circumstances that led me to become a healer. And maybe we'll talk about those during the training. I'm not sure if he's going to be on the call tonight, but Neter Ankh Aku is the Kemetic yoga instructor, better marketing master extraordinaire, and he is also the logistics coordinator for the retreat and for the certification experience. And Ross Linnei is the raw and vegan chef and transportation coordinator that will also be assisting us. And at any time, they may jump on the call. Oh, I got a text from someone who's coming on to the call. Oh dear, she thought it started now. Just 1 minute, please. 5 p.m. Pacific. She got the time wrong. She thought it started an hour. Okay. Anyway, so at any time they would jump on to the call and be with us. But they will be, they're part of the retreat team, and they'll be with us in January. This photograph is taken at Bikini Beach, one of the beaches, one of the last remaining few free beaches open to the natives, open to the locals, open to the people. The other beaches are all like private and paid. You have to pay to get in. Okay, so here we are, how to create a life you love, helping others as a cosmic sound healer. And tonight we're going to be discussing 3 steps to get you started on this journey. And also, as a bonus, if you are making a difference but not making a living, we will also have a few suggestions at the end, and then, if time allows, a few of my favorite wonderful wellness tips. Step 1 is get your horoscope. Step 2 is get your tools and instruments. And step 3 is to get certified. So those are 3 simple steps. All right, so step 1, get your horoscope. Right now, if you're at a computer, go to astrology13.com and turn your birth date and location of your birth, enter in that information. So I'm going to go to the website now so that you can see where the page is. I had it open already. Okay, so Horoscopes uses the 13-month sidereal astrology system, which is based on the actual motion of the stars and the planets through the constellations. And so this is the useful information for, seeing if you're in alignment with your purpose. Because the Western astrology system is good for determining how you go about your day-to-day life, but it doesn't ever change because that system is just based on the orbit around the sun. With horoscopes, we're dealing with the actual motion, we're dealing with the precession of the equinox, and we'll go more into this during the training. But for those of you on the call, on the web, I see some of you are on the phone, so I don't think you can do this exercise right now unless yours is a smartphone. But you go to astrology13.com and you enter in your birth information right here. Let me make sure this is being shared. Yes, okay, great. Okay, and then you click on Generate Chart, right? And then you will end up with a chart like this. You end up with a chart like this. And this is the chart for tonight. So we can see what's going on in the heavens. And the first thing I wanted to point out is that it's the new moon. The moon and the sun are in the same constellation of Kemet, which is the constellation of the healer, the powerful warrior goddess Kemet, the fiery, burning, powerful life force energy. And then also we have an alignment here with Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury, or Pikaeus, Jehuti, and Heteru, all in the sign of Aspolia, which means we are planting seeds. Right now we're planting seeds for a future, for a wonderful life that we want to create, right? Because Aspolia has to do with the seeds. So tonight we're at the new moon, using our creativity, and we're planting seeds for a new beautiful life. And then over here we have Saturn and Mars. Mars is associated with Set and also Sekhmet. And these planets are in the sign of HOTEP, Ophiuchus is the other sign of a healer who's dealing with our lower chakras, our lower energies, to come into this higher awareness and consciousness. So that is the energy that's going on for us tonight. And if you were able to look up your chart, if you're not able to look up your chart now, you can do it later, or you can contact me and get a reading. But the thing is to see if there's anything going on in the sign of HOTEP that would signify that there is a healer within you that is dormant, that needs to be awakened. So like right here, we have these two planets in the sign of this healer with Saturn, meaning we're breaking any limitations or any boundaries that are keeping us from the life that we love as sound healers. And down here also, we have our personality, which is the moon or Shasheta, and the sun, which is our creativity, in the sign of Kemet, the other sign of the healer. And then we're planting seeds right now with these energies of wisdom and beauty and the life force. So this is a very auspicious evening for this retreat, this webinar, preview webinar. And then here you can see this is my birth chart from my birth in 1961. And I don't have any planets in sign of HOTEP, but I have my ascendant, meaning my rising, which means that at a later time in my life, the healer in me would be awakened. And that is exactly what happened. So let's see, here in the sign of Kemet, we have Pluto, or Asar for transformation, and Heru, the Redeemer, or Uranus, the sign of the Redeemer. So I have both Heru and Asar in the sign of Kemet. That's a pretty powerful sign right there, that I was born to be a healer. Okay, so let's see if there's any questions in the chat room. Any new people have joined in. Okay. Okay. So if you're intrigued to find out more about your horoscope and to see if there's a healer within you, you can get the free download of the Horoscope Handbook and Resource Guide, which is, this was my first resource guide. And so this is my first one. It has a lot of information from other sources. So it's a resource guide. And there's a lot of different places where you can get more information. And I'll be updating it soon with more of my own wisdom and downloads. So you go on this link and newday.tachia.com/horoscope guide, and you can get the ebook, and then you can contact me for a reading. Well, let me show you where you go to get your ebook. Ebook guide. You go to, where is that link? Looks like I took it down. Well, you just go to my website, and up here where it says Horoscopes, you just go down here where it says Horoscopes Handbook and Resource Guide. You just click on that, and it'll take you to the page where you fill in your information. Oh, this is the actual resource guide. There you go. You don't even need to give me your information. And yeah, okay. Okay. All right, step 2. Oh, and then I forgot to say, you can also sign up at that page to get your own reading. Somewhere on this page to tell you how to get your own reading, and then we could do an analysis. Order your horoscopes right there, okay? Oh, I see. Let me just get to this one. Okay. All right. So you can get your personal ebook. Personal reading. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Step 2, get your tools. Okay, so here I am inside the temple of Heru. No, excuse me, the temple of Aset. And I've got the sistrum in my right hand and some of the tuning forks in my left hand. And if you're interested in getting a sistrum, you can contact me. I know this Kemetic priest that does all this metal work. And the sistrum, the top, it represents the 4 upper chakras. It represents the 4 upper chakras of Asar when he's steadfast and resolute in the journey. And that's used by the goddesses usually to eliminate chaos and toxins in the environment. So I use them when I'm clearing space and also when I'm working on a patient. And then over here to the right, we have images of the tuning forks for the level 1 certification. And in a minute, I'll show you all my tuning forks. But we have the Om forks, the full moon, the new moon, the zodiac, and the earth fork. Or at KemeTones, this is the Geb fork. The Jehuti or Obatala fork is the white fork. The blue fork is Shasheta. The purple fork is Anpu, and the green fork is Ta'ort, or also another Geb. And then also you can get all these are Accutonics tuning forks that are tuned to the planets. There's other systems of tuning forks that are tuned to the organs. There's a system of tuning forks tuned to the solfeggio frequencies. But at KemeTones, for now, we're dealing with these planetary vibes. And then here are some of the gongs that you can get for the planets. Here are some tinchas, some little chimes for, we use them for calling in the ancestors when we're getting ready to start a treatment. And so you use them at the beginning and at the end. And then here's a image of some bowls. When you get to level 2, I think it is 2 or 3, you learn how to use the bowls. And at KemeTones and Accutonics, you put the bowls directly on the body. It's an amazing feeling. You play them over the bodies, but you put them on the bodies too. And then here's some Dorje bells and other tinshas again. And then we also have the chimes, the cosmic chimes. There's chimes for each one of the planetary frequencies. And so we use those during the treatments as well. Okay, so now we're going to go and take a look at some of my tuning forks. I just noticed that the plug wasn't charged in. I don't want the computer to go out on us. So just give me a minute. We're going to go live here in the sound healing space. Let's see. Oh, I didn't mean to push the button yet. Okay. Of course, I pulled out the wrong plug. Okay. Okay, so now we're just going to take a little view of my sound healing space here at the Cosmic Sound Healing Temple. Let's see. If this camera is working today. Oh, there we go. Oh, disappeared. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh. Okay, yeah. Let's use the other cameras in it. Oops. Okay, so let me use this other camera. Here it comes. All right. So welcome to the KemeTones Automatic Cosmic Sound Healing Temple. We're going to take a look at some of my tools here. First thing you might notice is I have a pyramid in my space. It's a 7-foot tall copper pyramid, and I ordered some pyramid corners and just got some copper pipes from the plumber from the hardware store and put together this great pyramid. And I like to hang crystals from it. I'd like to run water through the pipes, so it's like, you know, copper, water, sound, crystals, magnets, everything. I'm not sure if I can maneuver this mouse. Alright, so here are my tuning forks. I have the complete Acutonic set there, and even a little stand. I have the high, mid, low range frequencies, all the planets. I also have a wonderful, wonderful, where is it? Oh, I got it backwards. Wait. Yeah, a wonderful kit of aromatherapy over here, one for each planet. And let me just give you a little demonstration of some of the tuning forks, in case you haven't ever seen them in operation. We always start with the Geb forks, the Ohm forks, and they're just placed directly onto the body. And the sound goes into the body and alters the molecular structure of the water molecules in our body. So it realigns the flow of all of our energy, all the fluids. It goes into the spaces in between the marrow and the bones, and it's really exciting. And then we also have low frequency forks. Here we have Ra and HOTEP, which is very significant for us at this time. We're studying with the Kemet alignment. So, and then you can also put them on the first eye, the pineal gland. Trying to fit it in the camera. And then we also have these high frequency forks. This one is Set and Jehuti, or Kemet. You could use it for a Set or a Kemet. Use those in the energy field. Okay. And then the other side section of the sound healing space, I don't have a very large selection of bowls yet. I'm mostly into the tuning forks here. So I have some bowls, some tinshaws, some bells, and then I have my altar for Kemet, which is important, and then some chimes. I don't have them all up at the moment because they bump into each other when you play them. Let me play a few of the chimes right now. And the chimes are not necessary. These are like for levels, 5, 6, 7 for the higher levels, but they're really good for teaching classes and giving demonstrations. So that's why I don't have them next to each other usually. Yeah, so I really like playing the chimes, and someday I'd like to get my keyboard tuned to these frequencies so that when I'm playing with the actual music scale, because the music scale that we're familiar with was created by the church. They took the time scale and altered it, so they changed it, just like they did with the calendar. But we'll talk about these things in detail during the webinar and in the classes. So those are my tools. It's really important to have protective jewelry, like around your wrists. And I usually have a giant ankh, and to protect yourself from the energy coming to you. Sometimes when I work on clients, I have at the end of the session I have like black soot on my hands, and that just means you remove some toxic residue from them, and you just wash your hands. It's not like it's going to bother you or hurt you. And it's good to always ground and put your hands directly on the ground when you're done with people if you have time. Like at festivals, I don't really have that opportunity because I'm go. Okay, so those are. There's this tuning fork. I was looking all over for this tuning fork. It was in the wrong place. Yeah, the tuning forks come in bags. Oh, I don't have the bags here. Velvet bags to make it easy to keep up with. Oh, and then let me show you this. I didn't show you this. Oh, this is the activator belt. It's a rubber pad. You strap it onto your leg so that when you're working on clients, you know, you have the pad right there. And then this is what I was using earlier. It's a tabletop activator for when you're doing self-care or demonstrations. You just need one table. And then it's good to have a bag, you know, to keep all your tools together so you can travel. I like having a practice that, you know, I have the sacred space here at my home, and then I travel. Most of my clients I'm traveling because I live in a really small town. Okay, so are there any questions about the tool so far? Any questions? Let me go back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, this is Keisha.
I can't hear you very well, though. And you try to
I missed the first part of the call, but I wanted to ask you: do you use a medical ink in the KemeTones medical?
Do I do what?
Do you use a medical ink?
Medical
ink.
Ink?
Yes.
Oh yes, we use the ink.
Okay.
Yeah, we use the ink here. I'll get mine. I'll give you a demonstration. Yeah, I didn't get to the voice yet. Just 1 second. Yeah, that's a very good question. We do use the voice. That is the next tool in the that I was going to present. But let me give you a demonstration of how I use the Ankh. I also studied with Kajara Niyaya with the Raseki work, and that's where I got more training and more confidence with using my voice as a tool. So when I use my Ankh, I use, well, usually when you're doing the KemeTones, when working this way, when the energy is coming up, you visualize it spiraling upward in a counterclockwise direction. That is when you're removing blocks or toxins or eliminating, breaking things down. And then when the energy spirals downward in a clockwise direction, that's the direction for manifestation and creation. So same, and then also your left hand is the side for absorbing energy or absorbing toxins or receiving, and the right hand is for giving or sharing energy like that. So I use that a lot. Okay, so I don't know if it'll all fit in the screen. But let's say if someone has like a rash or something that they don't want, then I would put my left hand over the body and my right hand with the Ankh. Can't see it all. I would point it up to the sun, or I would point it to the earth. It depends on your intention. So if I want to remove the toxin for them, then I would put my hand down to the earth with the Ankh, like that. And I would go, you know, like in the pictures, it's like this. You could do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But I would go, and maybe for the third one, I would point my hand up to the sun to get energy from the sun, and my left hand I would put over the person to send the energy to them. So that's the kind of thing that I do. And this is the Ankh I was using. The same priest that makes the cisterns. I use both quite a bit. You see in the iconography, you see the goddess. She's usually holding the sistrum with her her left hand, and the ankh in her right hand, just held it down. So I do that quite a bit. But that's how I use the ankh in my treatments. I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's go back over here. I can plug this back in. Where is the plug? There we go. There we go. Okay. Green light. All right, so let's go back to the presentation. Okay, yeah, so the next one is the voice. Hekau, or Sacred Kemetic Chants, Words of Power. And I'm glad you brought up the ankh, because I had forgotten to put that one on here. So there are two other chants that I use a lot for healing using my voice. And you can sing along with me, or it's call and response, or you can just listen. And I do have recordings of all this music, all the songs, somewhere online, my website or a different website. So I'm hearing a little feedback. Is it possible you could mute your phone until you have a question? Sure. Otherwise, I'll have to mute you, and then you won't have. Thank you. Great. Okay. Okay. So I have some little chimes that I play, and I play the sistrum when I sing this song. So Kemet, I mentioned already, she's the lion-headed goddess, the goddess of life force energy, the warrior, healer. We've been studying her for this month of Kemet with the Tuesday webinar series, so you can look at the replays to learn more about her. Aset is the divine mother goddess of wisdom. And here I have the lyrics here, so I'll recite the translation after. So if you're so inclined, you can sing after me. You are Kemet. You are Kemet. Arime. Akujasene. You are Kemet. You are Kemet. Arime. Akujasene. Akujasene. Adorations to Goddess Kemet, power of the life force energy. Adorations to Goddess Aset, Lady of Wisdom and healing words of power. Do for this child life, vitality, and health. HOTEP. So this is a chant that's also part of my Shatao Netter Temple of Aset Shadi practice, which we will be covering an introduction to during the retreat. It's a practice from ancient Kemet that is designed to lead you through different stages and the ultimate goal of enlightenment and even immortality. And then this is the other song that is very helpful in clients and just in your daily life. Oh, I didn't leave time for you to repeat. Let me try that again. I'll go slower. Neb metu, neb jedu, erasu, ahanetu, dimdiu, neb metu, Nebjedu, Erasu, Aha Netedu, Dimdiu. Usually you say the chant at least 4 times, but for this presentation we're just doing it twice. The meaning of that hekau is all words, all spoken about me from outside of me, for instance, others saying things about me, and also from inside of me. For example, negative egoistic self-talk based on fear, anger, insecurity, frustration, etc. The Neteru, those gods and goddesses, together they stand up for me on my behalf. HOTEP. And remember, when we're talking about the Neteru, we're also talking about the cosmic forces associated with the tuning forks. So we have all these powerful tools to help align us with the cosmic force, to awaken us to the cosmic force, to awaken the cosmic force within us. We have all these tools available to us. Okay, the third step is get certified. Why get certified? Why not just get the self-care kit? Because you can just get the self-care kit. There's no training involved. There's no study. You just get the self-care kit. Well, you're going to get certified so that you can create a life you love helping others as a sound healer. Because until you get certified, you're not authorized to go out and work on clients. When you're certified, you're authorized to open a practice or add KemeTones to your own practice. Maybe you're a massage therapist, or maybe you're a nurse. And like I said at the ad campaign, maybe you know you're a healer, but you're stuck in a corporate job. This certification training doesn't take months or years and you know, thousands and thousands of dollars. There's several different levels of acutonics and KemeTones training, but with level 1, you have the tools and the wisdom, the knowledge to start working on clients right away. You can't start working on clients right away as an acutonics practitioner, certified acutonics practitioner, until you go through all levels. But because we need this healing in our community with the diaspora, with healing people with post-traumatic slave disorder, post-traumatic slave syndrome, we need to get our healers out there right away. So with just this 1 week of certification, you'll be able to start working, generating revenue as a cosmic sound healer. And that's why you need to be certified. So here's some pictures of the life I have created for myself as a KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing practitioner. This is my sound healing booth where I take the pyramid out with me to these special events. It's on the Round Valley Indian Reservation. It was their first Earth Day. And all the grown-ups were scared of trying this new technique, but the children were lining up. I couldn't believe all the children that came in with sprained arms or hurt their back. You know, children on a reservation don't get all the love and attention they need. Unfortunately, some of them are victims of child abuse. Some of them are playing sports without proper gear or training. You know, so I had a long line. But I love going to events like this and setting up my sound healing booth and sharing the knowledge and the wisdom. Here's an elder or a mother who finally had the courage to come into the booth and have a treatment. And the people love it. You can see all my tuning forks there on the table. If they have a backache, the pain goes away immediately. If they have a sprained shoulder, sprained finger, their hurt knee, they'll feel it immediately, and they'll be so appreciative of you bringing all your efforts out to them. So this is one thing that I love doing, is setting up at festivals, because then you get new clients. You know, you get new clients when you do these events. I charge $1 a minute sometimes, or take donations when I'm out at these special events like this. It really depends on the community. And here's some children that fell in love with it. I had already known their mom and dad and their grandparents. I had never really gotten to know the children. But they did not leave the booth. And then towards the end of the day, they were working on each other. And they even came by my house one day, and we had a little, you know, we played music mostly. But I told them that someday I'd give them a workshop. And right now, this is reminding me that I did not do that. I'm going to make sure I do that. And then here I signed up as a volunteer at the International Globe Sound Healing Conference, meaning I got to work on clients for a few hours there and as a volunteer, but I got some great leads, and I got to attend the conference for free. So even though I didn't get paid, I got like $600 or $700 worth of value. Plus, I got worked on by people. I received some tremendous healing from other sound healers while I was there, networking. So this is another example of the life that I've created for myself, that I love helping others. Oh, this is fun. Let me see if this video will work. I don't know. I think I have to go. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. See if I can get the little video to work. Here we go. This is taken, look at the slow motion. This is filmed at the Stephen High Reggae Festival, the Ganja Festival right there in McGrill. And I had such a good time there. I've never seen the app tuning forks in slow motion like this. It was really fun. But wow, what an amazing experience that was to work on people in Jamaica that had never heard of sound healing, never heard of KemeTones, never heard of actotonics. It was amazing. And I made so many great friends and connections there. I got to go back again just a few weeks ago in August and put on a reggae wellness festival tour. I've united with a band there. I have a new king man there. And now we're going to be doing reggae wellness events all over Jamaica and all over the world. And this is part of the wonderful life that I've created for myself, taking this healing modality. Oh, now it works. Taking this healing modality around the world to communities that really need this work. Like I said, people felt relief from their pains right away, and they were completely blown away. Let me do it one more time. Okay, and then this picture didn't come out very good. This is a picture of, let me see if I can fix this picture. Picture where I had set up at Nanook in Kingston. I gave a workshop, and this is the healing space that we set up there in the home. And people came in and got sound healing, and those are some of the products that I have. I have a lot more products available now. But people had made appointments and got sound healing treatments. And like I say, I'm moving there next year. I'm going to be building a wellness center on the river, and we'll be looking for guest healers to come or people who want to live there when I have to travel. So these are more examples of the wonderful life that I created for myself and that you can create. Here I am also, again, at the Stepping High Festival. Here's the booth I have, and then here's the booth with my partner, Lenny I, some of the bags that he sells, and some of the students, every one of the students this year bought one of those bags because it fits the level 1 tuning forks perfectly. So we kind of started a tradition. But just setting up at festivals and giving demonstrations at the Reggae Wellness Festival in July 22nd, 2017, we're going to be having workshops all day. Some on Kemet, Kemet Health, Kemet Wellness, KemeTones, Kemetic Yoga. You know, so we're going to be needing practitioners to come join us on these tours because we're also going to be in the United States in 2017. So here's another example of the wonderful life that we can create working together. And then here I bought this beautiful ankh. This brother made these incredible ankhs there, and that's the one I was telling you about that I wear it all the time now. It's just so powerful. But I just loved meeting these beautiful people there in Jamaica. And this is my booth, the sign there, and me working on somebody there. So that's part of the, oh, and then here I am working on someone at the Nook space in Kingston. This sister had gotten the terrible Zika, not the Zika, the Zika virus back in 2014. A lot of people died. A lot of people were left paralyzed. This young woman had had pain all in her body, all in her joints for 2 years. And she had 2 mini sessions with me, and it went away, and it has not come back. So she is really interested in getting this training as well. This is a picture of the Blue Lagoon, which is just a few minutes from where we'll be staying for the retreat. But, you know, because of my sound healing, I got to go to the Blue Lagoon. I got to swim in the Blue Lagoon. You know, I'm really thrilled with the way KemeTones is shaping my life. Here's a picture of the class from Atlanta in 2014. This was when KemeTones was being birthed. At that time, it was still Cosmic Sound Healing, and I was pretty much fighting with the founders of Acutonics because they were telling me that I couldn't teach Egyptian Acutonics, that they were going to do it. And I waited almost 2 years until they felt comfortable with me doing it. But anyway, here is me in front of the yoga studio where we taught the class in Atlanta. And since that time, I have switched to just doing it in places that I really want to be and places that people want to travel to, because when I would just go to a city and do it, people still had to work, you know, so they would be late for class in the morning, or they have to miss like half a day because they had other obligations, or they have to leave early before we got to go through the meditation at the end. And I got really tired of that because I was flying to places that I really didn't want to be, you know. I mean, come on, I'd rather go to Jamaica than Atlanta any day. So that's one reason why I switched to Atlanta. And I'm thinking about having it in California, close to where I live, maybe in the future. But for now, I'm really liking it in Jamaica because that's where I like spending my time there. And we'll talk more about that in the second half of this program. Ooh, man, I better get going. So, yeah, here's a picture of me actually getting worked on at the class, which is really nice. At the classes, we'll be working on each other. So you get sound healing for all 5 days. Plus, at Rebel Salute, you'll probably work on each other, too. But getting worked on at the classes is another benefit of me teaching the classes. This is a flyer from one of the classes I taught. This was the one in South Carolina? No, yeah, North Carolina. North Carolina. Well, actually, I taught one in North Carolina and South Carolina. But, you know, just being able to travel, doing sound healing, doing my music, that is my vision. I've even had a sound healing space when I was living in Brazil. I was there for 2 months, and I walked into this Oriental medicine place, and even though my Portuguese wasn't that great, they were really excited about Acutonics. And so I was seeing clients there. And now it's gotten so popular, there is a couple of Brazilians there with an Acutonic school right outside of Rio de Janeiro. And they've invited me to come and give a presentation on KemeTones. So that's coming up soon as well. So, you know, these tuning forks, you put them in your suitcase. They're giving me a hard time about carrying them on board, carrying on, because they say they're medical instruments and they could be used as weapons. But I think if you just take a couple, they won't give you trouble. I have like my whole set, you know, and so they're alarmed. But back then, I was on an airplane my first time to Kemet, and somebody saw me giving sessions at the waiting room, you know, at the airport, and asked me to work on his neck on the plane. And I pulled out my tuning fork and was given a sound healing session on the plane on the way to Kemet, which I thought was totally cool. Here is another picture of me in front of the Saqqara Pyramid, the stair-step pyramid in Cairo. And in the future, I'm going to be giving Kemetic devotional concerts along with the KemeTones workshop. That is going to be the next step. I'm working on that with Dr. Muada Ashby to be part of their Kemetic Wellness Healing Week in Kemet in the near future. I may start my own, you know, as well. And then here's some pictures of me inside the temple of Dendera with the tuning forks. I'll never forget that experience. I was sweating so much. It got so hot in that little chamber when I was playing those tuning forks. We couldn't figure out why. It had something to do with the sounds. And then if you're interested in learning the Kemetic chant that I have recorded, here's my CD, Blue Lotus Speaks Volume 1, the opening Kemetic devotional music. These are the chants I use in my Shetty practice and at all the KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing Sessions. You can go to tachia.bandcamp.com, Blue Lotus Speak, or just do Google search, Bandcamp, Blue Lotus Speaks, the opening. And you can listen to all the songs for free of charge for like 2 or 3 times, and then you'll be asked to make a donation or purchase. And but these are all songs that I use in my practice. And then the last tool that you will need as a sound healer is Hands-On Trade Association insurance. It's $155 a year, and it can, wherever you go, it will apply. It's just like if someone falls down and breaks their arm walking to your office, or something like that. Anything, it's just required by Acutonics that you get this insurance. And there's some benefits that come with it, so just make sure you include that in your budget when you are planning on becoming a KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healer. So here's KemeTones once again, and we're going to transition to the next segment of our presentation. Unless there's any questions before we transition to the next section. See, what are these websites I have open here? That's the Handbook and Resource Guide. What's this one? Oh, that's for later. I just want to make sure I covered everything before I move on. Where are my glasses? Okay, let's make sure I got all this covered. Birth horoscope, we did that. Speak. Oh, this is the page where you go to order or listen to the song. Just type in, Blue Lotus Speaks, Tachia, whatever, and you'll find it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's transition to part 2 of our presentation, which is about the retreat itself. The first part of the presentation was about how to create a life you love as a cosmic sound healer, a life you love helping others. And this next portion is all about the retreat. Oh, I put the wrong picture. This is one with my eyes closed. I have one with my eyes open. Okay, so this is a picture of the hike to the Winifred Beach. It's quite a hike. We can take the car, but it's more fun to hike. So we'll probably hike once or twice and then take the beach, take the car the other time. So anyway, welcome to the fullness of Shesheta, the power of the waxing full moon. KemeTones, Jamaica 2017, January 8th through 16th, retreat preview of KemeTones. I'm very excited and very grateful that you all are here with me tonight. Shesheta is from, at the horoscopes, I talked a little bit about horoscopes earlier, is the cosmic force associated with the new moon. And usually our retreats are in alignment with either Sirius rising or Shesheta. But this year, the timing of the retreat is in alignment with her counterpart, Jehuti, the full moon. So we're going to be honoring them both, Shesheta and Jehuti. Shesheta is the cosmic force of writing, the sciences, accounting, books, architecture, sacred geometry, learning, etc. And for more information, just go to newday.tachia.com/newmoon, or just look up Shesheta. Shesheta is the female counterpart of Jehuti, an aspect of Ma'at Aset, the goddess of learning, construction, letters, associated with Renenet. Shesheta means the goddess of the seven. She presides over the teachings which relate to the 7 realms of creation and also the 7 chakras. In this way, she is related to the 7 Heterus, who are supported by the divine bull of Ament, Asar. She wears a panther skin garment symbolizing that she has conquered her lower nature. Now, when we're at the class, each day we will be honoring a different netter. And Monday is the day the first day of our class, we will start with Shesheta. Here is an illustration from the temple of Jehuti, and Shesheta sitting behind him or next to him, depends on how you look at it. Now, they always say Jehuti is the one who came up with the Medu Neter, the hieroglyphs. But there are those who say that Shesheta came up with the Medu Neter and taught it to Jehuti, and Jehuti taught it to the world. Shesheta is the librarian, the lady of books, and she's the one who keeps all of Jehuti's writings in order. At my home, Shesheta is in charge of my accounting and my bookkeeping and my filing. And I invoke her energy to help me stay organized. The full moon is also associated with the Orisha Obatala. So here we have some images of Obatala as well. And that is the white tuning fork, the full moon energy. Of course, the study and activities. We will have the KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing Level 1 certification, the Acutonics Level 1 Sound Gates to Meridian Harmonics. We'll have Kemetic Yoga class every morning. We'll have an introduction to Shatau Neter, which is the Kemetic practice of the hidden divinity. We'll have a full moon observance on January 12th, plus Friday the 13th. And then we will have our KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing booth at the Rebel Salute Festival on January 14th and 15th. Then at the night on the 15th, I didn't put it on here, we'll spend the evening in Kingston at Dub Club, and then you all will be flying out on Monday morning. So it's going to be a very exciting journey. Awaken to the fullness with Shesheta and Jehuti. We will awaken to the cosmic forces within us. We will awaken to divine intelligence. We will awaken to abundance and prosperity. And each one of you will awaken to the healer within you. There's a healer within every one of us. And the time that we're in right now is all pointing to activating the healer. And for those of you that missed the first part of the webinar, you were instructed to go to astrology13.com and look up your astrology chart and see what planets are lining up for the healer for the sign of Ophiuchus or Sekhmet. So we can do that after this class, or sign up for a cosmic strategy session, cosmic navigation strategy session. Awaken to the fullness. So somehow we're going to get through all this material about Portland and the Maroon, about myself, Serious Culmination, Moon Wisdom, Acutonics, KemeTones, the class, the Tefnatudu, Yoga Postures, Rebel Salute, the food, accommodations, travel, arrangements, pricing, and Q&A. Woo! We got a lot to get through. Let me see if there's any questions before I continue. Any questions? If you have any questions and you're on the phone line, you can speak out. I haven't muted anyone. Or if you are on the online slideshow, I hope some of you are. Yes, some of you are. You can just join the chat room. All right. So why Portland? Well, Portland is a beautiful parish on the northeastern side of Jamaica. It's one of the more natural areas known for its beautiful beaches. It's also known as the place in Jamaica with the last place with public free beaches. There's only like 3 or 4 left. And Winifred Beach is where we'll be spending our time, was under siege. Some developer had like taken it over and was going to start charging people to go there, and the people organized, and now it's still free. I love Portland because of the Maroon community that's right there, the Moortown. And the Maroon community is like, it is sovereign. It's not even part of Jamaica. It's its own community. And at KemeTones, we are all about freedom and sovereignty and self-sustainability, and we're all about reggae wellness. So that is why we chose in Portland. The history of Portland encapsulates the history of Jamaica, and yet many visitors never get to see this part of the island. There are 2 maroon towns located in Portland. Most people go to the tourist areas. In fact, when I landed in Jamaica this last time, the person at customs was surprised and impressed that we were going straight to Portland, not tourists. And that's why the people there love KemeTones and they love reggae wellness, because most people don't go there. People don't bring this type of healing wisdom, this type of free reggae concerts to Portland. And so that's why they love us there. Well, Portland, Jamaica has so many beautiful swimming holes and rivers and beaches and just so much healing there. I just love it there. I'm going to be moving there, at least living there part of the year. There's just some more beautiful water places. And I have lots more pictures at the Info Kit webpage. I have 3 or 4 slideshows. And if we have any time at the end of this, we can run through the slideshows there. But those are more recent photographs. But it's all just beautiful everywhere. And there's the food there. Here's a picture of Nani from the Maroons. In Moortown, you can visit the place where she was shot. You can visit the place where she died. There's a vegan restaurant, which is right where they shot at her, right in town in Port Antonio. The history is there. And Ross Linney really knows the history of the area, and he can tell you the history of how the Maroons were tricked out of their land. Like all of Port Antonio, all of Portland is supposed to be free Maroon country, and they got tricked. And so that's why we really love bringing this awareness, consciousness about Kemet to Portland, why it's so important. Hey, important, Portland, haha. Okay, so here's some of the places that we'll visit. Of course, we're going to spend some time at the Blue Lagoon. We're just a few minutes, like 5 minutes away from the Blue Lagoon. And this is not Winford Beach. I don't know, that slide is messed up. Nature, retreating to the pristine sacred centers of nature on the planet. We're not going to be going to like any of the tourist places, like that palace that was pictured in the last picture. We'll be at the Rio Grande River rafting. We'll be at the Blue Lagoon, or we'll be at Winifred Beach. We might be at the market. Here's a picture of the Rebel Salute Festival. Last year, we didn't have our own booth, but we were able to set up in front of Dawn's booth over here. She let us set up. And here are 2 of the students working on patients. They just finished their training. We had our initiation ceremony, graduation ceremony earlier in the day, and then that evening or that weekend, we were out working on patients. And it was amazing. I still have tingles just thinking about how much fun that was. And it's going to be even better this year because we'll have our own booth, and, it's possible that our band will be performing there. Okay, so here's a little bit about myself. Tachia Ahmed El Ma'at, born in Chicago, Illinois, studied physics and astronomy in college and grad school. Homeschooling mother, reggae, world music, new age, Kemetic, devotional performing, and recording artist, organic gardener, Kemetic priestess, cosmic sound healer, and recently added, let me type that in here, wellness coach. Oops, that's the wrong button. Recently added wellness coach. Let me just type that in here really quickly. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's something that I know I was born to do, and I've just been putting it off for a very long time. So I'm really grateful that it's finally happening. How did it happen? Well, the more healing work I did on myself, the more equipped I've become to help others. It's really that simple. That's why you all are drawn to this work as well, because the healing work that you're going to get done on yourself is going to propel you forward on your healing journey, and then you're going to be able to work on yourself like as often as you want. Let's see. So we're also going to be studying some of the Sirius teachings with KemeTones. Here we have the illustration of the constellation Orion, or a star, pointing towards the star Sirius. Sirius is connected to Aset in the constellation of Canis Major, the great dog. The great dog, Anpu, is seated here at the scale of Ma'at, where your heart is weighed against a feather. And we'll be studying this iconography. And then here in the center is one of my first logos, symbolizing this spiral represents the Milky Way galaxy. You have the six-pointed star on a circle, actually two circles, all in alignment in one plane. This represents the alignment of Sirius, Satu, the Sun, and the Milky Way galaxy. And so we're going to be studying all of this during the week, because December 31st is when Sirius culminates. So we're still in that window of Sirius culmination. So we're going to learn how we can work with this energy as well. We will be learning about the moon cycles. Here's the image of the full moon, awaken to the fullness. We'll be learning how to apply the healing tones of the full moon and the new moon. And we'll learn devotional chanting practices for honoring Shasheta and Shahuti. You will receive your Level 1 Acutonics training for the certification program in sound healing. Acutonics certification program is designed to address the diverse training needs of allied health professionals by providing a practical understanding of sound healing, oriental medicine, and harmonic living. This is a non-invasive, gentle modality with a scientific and spiritual foundation that is having profound results. And if it's important to you, you can receive credits for massage or acupuncture. But you will not be a certified practitioner until you've gone through all the levels and electives of the Acutonic certification program. KemeTones can give you up to level 4. Right now up to level 2, and then level 3 and 4 in the next few years. Oh, here we go. Here's a picture of all the tuning forks laid out. Continuing education credits are available for acupuncturists through NCCAOM and massage and bodywork practitioners through NCBTMB. However, our students include chiropractors, naturopaths, psychotherapists, veterinarians, music therapists, nurses, doctors, and energy healers. Unique curriculum has been designed to expand the practitioner's knowledge and competency in a comprehensive methodology that is rooted in Oriental medicine and music theory, while taking previous training into consideration. Whether you take just a few classes or follow the path to full Acutonic certification, you will gain valuable skills that you can immediately integrate into your life and work. And just a note on Oriental medicine, when you study with KemeTones, you will learn that traditional Chinese medicine, all the practices associated with Chinese medicine are African in origin. And so we'll learn about the African origin of traditional Chinese medicine. So you'll see how all of this acutonics and this I Ching and Feng Shui and Confucius and Lao Tzu, all of these teachings are actually from Kemet. Let's see, Acutonics, Sound Gates, Meridian Harmonics. This training introduces the Acutonics healing system and is open to anyone interested in studying Acutonics. Participants explore the philosophy, cosmology, and scientific and mystical roots of Acutonics. The workshop focuses on the cross-cultural uses of sound, concepts of the human body as sound resonator, energy meridians and points as pathways for sound, concepts of the world harmony, cellular memory, sound imprinting, and reformatting. It offers fresh new insights into pre-meridian energy networks. Students learn how to apply Acutonics precision-calibrated tuning forks using sound intervals that are based on the orbital properties of the Earth, Moon, and Sun. A wide variety of physical, psychological, and spiritual conditions are treated through the use of the extraordinary vessels, the microcosmic orbit, windows to the sky, and selected points with transformational overtones. Participants experience the art of listening, cellular retraining, attuning, and their combined role in biological reharmonization. Students learn how to work with the Acutonics Earth Moon set and the Acutonics Solar 7 set. Now we're going to talk about KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing. KemeTones Cosmic Sound Healing is the Kemetic response to Acutonics. Rather than beginning with Greek history and culture, we take it all the way back to the roots of the sciences, which were born in Kemet, the land of the black, not only referring to the black skin or even the rich and fertile black soil, but referring to the sacred darkness, the mother of pure light, the blackness that exists between the stars, the blackness from which all life originates and to where all life will return, HOTEP. Yep, so we, like I said before, we associate each tuning fork with a different Neteru, and we also learn the chants associated with the Neteru, and we also learn some of the Shedi practices of Shatau Neter for each Neteru. And these are practices that you can take back to your home and incorporate into your own spiritual practice. About KemeTones Level 1 certification. This will include the wisdom of our ancestors, Kemet, the Neteru, some of the Yoruba, the Orisha, the African origins of traditional Chinese medicine, horoscopes, a 13-month Kemetic sidereal astrology system, healing intergenerational trauma such as Trail of Tears and post-traumatic slave symptoms. We have developed a protocol for post-traumatic slave syndrome, and we'll be going into that at this class. At last year's class, we set down the foundation. Then, starting in the spring, I started a webinar series going over the 10 Sankofa steps as outlined by Dr. Joy DeGruy from her book, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. So this January, we're going to take that take it further and start, when we have our KemeTones booth, we're going to be working on that protocol. That's what our focus is going to be. And then I'm going to be in Jamaica for 2 months, and I'm going to be working on people for that 2 months and putting together my scientific results. And then also at the certification, you will have an introduction to the Shatau Neter Shedi practice. We will also study some of sound geomancy, the sound made by nature, sounds of flowers, butterfly wings, wind, trees, stones. We'll study a little bit of some sound that was used in structure and creating energy from structures from people in South Africa and Kemet. About this certification, normally for the Acutonics training, they're only 3 days, and everything's kind of rushed, and there's not a lot of time for one-on-one care. There's not a lot of time for reflection. So we have 5 full days for the training instead of the normal 3 days. This gives us time for hands-on training, time for yoga class, time just to relax and get to know each other, and time to really immerse ourselves in the wisdom that is KemeTones. Upon completion of this training, you will be authorized to begin your practice as a KemeTones Acutonics practitioner. To become fully certified as an Acutonics practitioner, there are 9 levels or more of the Acutonics class. There are currently 2 KemeTones training levels available. Levels 3 and 4 will open up in 2018, or when the people that have the level 1 complete the level 2 training, whatever comes first. Your certification includes the Acutonics Level 1 Handbook, the KemeTones Handbook, the Horoscopes Handbook and Resource Guide. These will include all the meridian charts, astrological, historical, as well as crucial cultural information that will surely enhance your practice and take your clients to new levels of health, wellness, and self-knowledge. As a KemeTones Acutonics practitioner, you will observe that as you heal others, you also receive a self-healing treatment. As an added gift, upon completion, you will receive your choice of one of the CDs by Tachia Ahmed El Ma'at. Awaken to the fullness. In addition to the meditations, the money flow work that we're going to be doing together, and the CDs, as an added benefit, I will offer 30 days of support within 30 days from the time you complete your certification from myself and my team as you develop your website, your online presence, and promotions. But you've got to ask for it. We're in the process of developing the Kemetic Wellness Toolkit, which will serve as a primarily online resource center for people looking for Kemetic healers and wellness practitioners. This is going to be at Kemet.world. Once you are certified, you will be eligible for a discounted membership at our website. Ask for more information. There is a KemeTones RecAb online Facebook study group so that we can remain connected, sharing treatments and results. Right now, we're mostly sharing information that we find online. I've been sharing the webinar replays, and as more and more students start to get involved, asking questions, it's going to become like a gold mine of wisdom and information. I'd really like to see us work together as a community of cosmic sound healers. My vision is to establish a Kemetic Wellness Center there in Portland, Jamaica, and as a certified KemeTones practitioner, you will be invited to come and spend time there, serving the indigenous community and visiting clients as a guest healer, giving lectures and presentations. You'll spend time at the Egyptian Style Spa or at the Kemetic Yoga Retreat Center, and we're going to have like a bed and breakfast there. There's going to be live music. We're going to be on the river. There'll be rafting. And then you also have time to explore the amazing island and culture of Jamaica. So these are added benefits of becoming certified. Here are some Kemetic proverbs. The cosmos is like a book. Anyone who learns the language can read the knowledge and history of humanity. The stars and skies do make music in you. There are two roads, the path of ignorance and the path of wisdom. Okay, before I go any further, make sure we're still there. And does anyone have any questions or comments? At any time, you can unmute yourself, speak out, interrupt me. I'm moving kind of quickly because I want to make sure we get through the whole presentation. Okay, well, if any time, just stop me, and I can answer your questions. So here's an example of our daily schedule. Last year, we had we had some problems with the kitchen, and I've taken care of that by arranging for a completely different location and a completely different chef. So we are going to have this. This is an example of the daily schedule, and we are going to stick to it. We're going to start the day with the Techna to do, the Kemetic Yoga Posture System, and then at 7:30 we will have a cosmic meditation, and these are optional, but highly recommended and valuable. It's a very strong suggestion. It's not really optional, but no one's going to force you. Let's just say your experience will be enhanced if you attend. Then at 8 o'clock, we will have a raw breakfast, and it will be self-served. It will be beautiful, exotic fruits from Jamaica, mango, pineapple, coconut, all kinds of bananas, avocado, soursop, all kinds of fruits. I can't even remember the names. It's just going to be beautiful, fresh juices and smoothies. So we'll be alert. And yes, we'll have delicious teas, herbal teas. Then from 9 until 12, we'll have a lecture. The cosmic meditation will actually be like our Shetty practice. We'll invoke the ancestors, and it'll be our devotion. It won't just be meditation. It'll be a combination of devotion and meditation. And so I'm going to be honest with you. We may run over that 8 o'clock sometimes, because sometimes things happen. So we have to remember to be flexible, but this is the ideal schedule. So from 9 till 12, we'll have lecture. From 12 to 1:30, we'll have lunch. That gives us time to, someone needs to run errands, or if someone wants to go to the beach, or, you know, we're going to arrange to have cleansing, spiritual cleansing by Ross Clifton. So we have a nice long lunch break. Then at 1:30 we'll resume the class lectures. Sometimes we'll have hands-on training or lecture. It's just going to flow. Then at 4 o'clock we'll have a break. And then from 5 until 7 we'll have more lecture. 7 we'll have dinner. And then 8 o'clock we'll close the evening out with chetty or meditation or something at the beach. Something really special to close the day. So it's going to be pretty jam-packed. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday we're going to end with the full moon. We haven't decided if we're going to drive. You know, like last year we drove there that night and got there in time for the festival of the day. We're not sure when we're going to head over to Rebel Salute yet. But wherever we are on the Friday the 13th, so just 13 is my lucky number, we will have we'll have our evening meditation. We'll either have the full, you know, the full moon will be Thursday and Friday. So I'm not going to say what time or anything, but at some point during the full moon we will have a ritual by the beach. And then at Rebel Salute we had our graduation ceremony that morning or that afternoon, and then we headed over to the festival grounds. So all that is, you know, is in the flow, but that's our intention. Here's the image of Asar Neter Ankh, who is going to be teaching the Tefna Tadus Mai Tawi Kemetic Yoga Posture System. Now, you all might think yoga came from India. Yoga came from Kemet. The postures are outlined in the pyramids. They're in the temples. They're in the papyrus texts. The glorious light meditation is codified there in the pyramids. And Neter Ankh is the light being that is certifying people in this tradition. There are several Kemetic yoga posture systems. This is the one from Shaital Neter. And it's not just postures. Each posture represents a Neter, represents a cosmic force, and it also represents a different moment in the process of creation. So every time you do the Tefna Tadus Yoga Posture System, you are going through the creative journey in your own life. And you build up this energy by consistent practice, and you will build up the energy in your life, and you will see your life change. So we start each morning with the yoga sessions. And there's a beautiful grassy area by the retreat center, like the yard, so we don't have to climb stairs to get to the roof or anything. We'll just go right outside, and some days we'll be inspired to go a little early and drive down to the beach, you know, but everything's going to be very relaxed and flowing because everything we need is right there. We're right close to the water. We're right close to where we're going to be doing yoga. All the meals and the class and the lodging is all in one space. So I'm really excited to the energy that we're going to be creating this January. Here's a picture of Ross Linney, who is going to be our driver and our chef and our logistics coordinator. And he's also in the band. He also will be at the KemeTones booth. He's a jeweler and herbsman as well. So we'll be working together, working with Lenny during this retreat. Trance meditation. Here's some information about the yoga. Going beyond the conscious mind to reaffirm our divine nature and to reprogram debilitating beliefs and limitations that we have inherited or imposed on ourselves. These are some of the benefits of yoga. The hekau, or the words of power, are central to the Kemetic practice. It is said that constant repetition of these key words will lead the mind to stillness, balance in the chakras, and bring about internal peace. Now at KemeTones, we take this one step further. With the Open Your Money Flow program, we take this one step further. And once you've reached this space of internal peace and balance and stillness, we use our meditative state for our manifestation. We take it one step further. And these are some of the practices that we will be learning in the Open Your Money Flow Wellness Coaching Program coming up. Now, last year we had wanted to put on a concert at the end of the class, but it didn't work out. So I went back in March and put on a concert in Portland. And so this year in January, at the end of the week, I've already spoken to Tony Rebel. I've already spoken to the booking crew, and they have told me that we are going to be on the lineup. I have not gotten confirmation, but as far as I know, Kasha Roots with Chia Ahmed, Linnea, and Ross Zachary will be performing at Rebel Salute. Like I said, it's not been confirmed. Oh, it's a typo. But either way, KemeTones and Reggae Wellness and Linnea will have a booth at Rebel Salute. And if we don't perform in 2017, we will perform in 2018. This is a poster from our Reggae Wellness event that took place in August. August 5th, it was on my birthday. And it was a learning experience. It was a beautiful experience. And we're going to be doing it every year, starting next year in July 22nd, or around Haile Selassie's birthday. So as a KemeTones practitioner, you will be invited to participate in the Wellness Festival tour I told you about earlier. Now, what about the food? Daily greens and smoothies or juices. The greens of the earth represent the Asarian principle and the awakening of HOTEP, supreme peace. So we'll be having fresh green drinks and smoothies every day. And the menu will feature live foods. All the meals on this trip will be melanin and DNA activating foods. Some will be cooked, some will be raw and alive, and all of it will be delicious. We're going to have raw foods for breakfast with a smorgasbord of fresh fruits. And then the lunch will be raw, and then the dinner will have cooked food and some raw. Maybe 1 or 2 of the days will be fully raw, but we want everybody to have energy to get through the lectures. I want you to feel grounded. Last year it was all raw, and I think that was kind of hard on some of us towards the end because we were like, we were really out there with all the cosmic sound healing. So I want to make sure that we have the live foods and the grounding. It's all about balancing. This year, since we have Shesheta and Jehuti, it's going to be more about balancing. So anyway, this delicious, live, melanin-rich, activating food is food for your body. It's the food that your body temple craves once it breaks away from the junk food culture. So if any of you are thinking about becoming vegan or vegetarian or want to adopt the Kemetic diet, this might be the perfect introduction for you. Or maybe you're already vegan and you want to try the raw diet. Or maybe you're already raw and you want to learn some new recipes. Linnea's Aki salad is, wow, really good. I love it. And we're going to be having jellies every day, coconut waters, fruit, all kind of fruits. It's been hard for me since I've been back in the States to eat mango and pineapple and banana here in America, knowing that it's from Dole Corporation. I almost said I wasn't going to eat it anymore, but I had a mango the other day that was really good. But once you have the fresh fruits over there, it's just not going to be the same when you come back. Raw, lively foods and herbs will be served daily to cleanse and build your body, mind, and soul. and to release toxins and any negative energetic tracings. Oh, man, if you guys are on the phone and you can't see these pictures, make sure you watch the replay so you can see the yummy food. Oh. All the foods prepared are full of vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. We will be focusing on certain elements and nutrients and their electrolytes for the Black African indigenous melanated body. Here we have a dish of romaine lettuce salad. The romaine lettuce tossed salad served with pureed ripe plantains. Atop the plantains is a red cabbage salad and chopped callaloo, which is their local greens, garnished with alfalfa sprouts and live corn. On my last trip to Jamaica, which was in August, that's the first time I learned the difference between a green plantain and a sweet plantain. Because when I came back to America, I tried to fry out my plantains, but now I see they were all sweet. No wonder they didn't turn out the way that I liked. The green ones are they have, when you fry them up, they have a different taste and texture. They're more like potato chips, and the sweet ones to me are more like yams. So I learned a lot on this last trip. Sweet ripe plantains surrounded by a kale salad, and on top of the plantains is a mixture of tomatoes, onions, and raw bok choy, finely chopped. A taste of heaven, indeed. And here is a delicious bowl of stew. Oh, gosh, that was so good. Oh, and I didn't put a picture here of the breadfruit. I fell in love with the roasted breadfruit. You have to go to my slideshow. Here is a raw pie made with almond, cashew, date, and fresh Ceylon cinnamon crust, layered with banana, strawberry, raspberry, dry blueberries, raw pistachios, and sprinkles of organic dried coconut sap sugar crystals, and fresh cinnamon and raw agave. Okay, are you drooling? I'm drooling. I'm getting homesick. Oh. That's so good. And what about water? Do we have bottled water in plastic bottles? Well, you know, if that's what you're used to, you can buy bottled water there in the grocery store. Or you can have fresh, pure water from the Catalina Springs, the Land Settlement Springs, and the Bonnie View Hill Springs. We can go get the water ourselves. We just get in the van and drive up to the spring, jump out the van, and put your bottle right next to the where the water's coming, and fill up your bottles. We fill up 5-gallon jugs, take them back, and we're good to go. Oh, yes, daily sunlight. We are the people of the sun, and we receive so much benefit from direct sunlight when our bodies are non-toxic. In other words, we may squeeze in some solar gazing for those who are open to it. Sun gazing. It doesn't damage your eyes. It opens up your eyesight. It opens up your vision. Accommodations. I don't have the photographs of the interior. They were painting while I was there. But it's a beautiful retreat home. Here's the front porch, just minutes away from the Winifred Beach. Over there you can see part of the yard. You go down the stairs and there's beautiful fruit trees, almond trees. There's a swing, beautiful lush grass. We can do our yoga. We can do our meditations and things out there. It'd be so beautiful. Here is a picture of the building from the front. Like I said, they were painting and renovating inside, getting everything ready for their next guests coming up. Just a few minutes away from Winifred Beach. And let's see, what time do we have here? I could go over to the web page and we could see some more of the photographs if I still have it here readily available. My mouse is not working, so I have a my mouse pad is not working, so I have the old old-fashioned mouse, and it's really complicated. Okay, let's see. Is this the page with the this is the KemeTones Jamaica Info Kit page. If you go to this page, it will have all the information you need to convince you that you have made the right choice by making the decision to come to the retreat and being certified. And here's the 2017 class info kit. This is the retreat checkout page. We'll go there in a little while. Oh, good. Here's a picture of the, supposed to be a photo album. Here's a picture of the little knoll I was telling you about behind the, where we'll be staying. This is my daughter, Yubia. She was there with me checking it out. Oh, yeah, okay, here's the photo album slideshow. It doesn't seem to all fit on one page. Maybe when it's done loading up. Yeah, the pictures are big. Well, anyway. Well, I don't know if all the pictures will fit. I built this website myself, so I'm learning about it every day. Come on, little button. Okay. Uh-oh. Looks like I opened up something. Yeah. Just bear with me, please. Okay. Here's the slideshow. This is a picture of Blue Lagoon and the path to Winifred Beach and my daughter at the path to Winifred Beach. There's a beautiful sunset on the beach. Yeah, so beautiful shots of the beach. Yes. So if you go, here's a picture of the class when we were at the market in Port Antonio. It was so much fun going to meet the vendors. Here's a picture of me at the Bikini Beach. We had just finished having our sunrise yoga session at the beach, and one of the students had completed her sunrise cleansing. Yeah, so if you take a minute to go to the info kit page, there's like 3 or 4 slideshows with all the pictures. You can see all the pictures from the yoga classes, all the pictures from the booth at the festivals. Yeah, so please take a minute to check out that page. Here's us at our, we were getting ready. This is during a meditation. It's beautiful. Okay, so travel arrangements. All right, so the flight prices are not included in the package. Please set your flight to arrive by 2 p.m. on January 8th and leave at 2 p.m. or later on Monday, January 16th. Like I said, we'll be at Rebel Salute on the 14th and the 15th. And then that night, the 15th, we'll drive to Kingston, hang out at Dub Club, because, we can't miss that. That's sound healing, standing in front of gigantic speakers booming reggae at you. And then we'll fly out from there. Like, I usually the flight from me leaves at 3 a.m. from Kingston. So I go to Dub Club and then go to the airport. So I scheduled it this way so that you all would have that experience as well. If you need to leave on Sunday from Kingston, and you want to make your own arrangements to do that, you can, but that will be extra money for you because we've already arranged for our transportation to go like this. So our transportation staff will pick you up from the airport and drop you off in time for your flight. And if you make your own arrangements to be picked up at the airport, please make sure that we know. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So if you had to do this on your own, package like this could easily cost over $3,000. The value of this certification and retreat, not including all the bonuses, just the training, $800. The TEFNA to do meditation, $300. The accommodations, $800. The food, at least $320. Transportation and trips, $400. And then, you know, the extra little bonuses that we have planned for you, that's not even included in this price of $2,620. However, if you sign up with us for this certification, because of our ground connections and relationships, we can offer you these 8 days in Jamaica, all transportation and excursions, the live vegan food, the lodging, the excursions around Portland, the KemeTones Accutonic certification, the Smaitawi Technical yoga system classes and meditation, introduction to Chatau Netter, all for $1,995, $1,995. And we do have discounted early bird special price and payment plans available for fast responders. So let's switch over to the page where you go to check out. So you can see that page. Jamaica Retreat checkout page. And you should have gotten the link to this page when you got your registration for the webinar. Let's see if this will work. Because I'm working with this crazy mouse. Okay, so here in this yellow link, you click on that to fill out the actual registration form. And then here are the buttons, the links to buy your tools. For the level 1 class, you need the Earth Moon set, the Solar 7 set, and the activator belt. There's the activator belt for small, large, and then extra large to extra, extra large. Now, if you want to pay for your certification and retreat all in one payment, you can do that for $1,600 US. Or if you want to make payments between now and January of $339 each, you get it for $1,695. And then each month that you delay signing up, it goes up a little bit. If you start making payments in September, they'll be $448.75. If you start making your payments in October, they'll be $631. If you start making your payments in November, $665, like that. If you wait until December and make 2 payments, they'll be $997 each. Or if you wait until the last minute after December 21st, it would be $1995. So that is how you go, and you just click on the link. It says buy now, or you click on view detail and you get more information. Buy now, and then it will set you up on your prepayment plan. So it's very easy to do. And one student who took the prepayment plan, she said, you know, the money was taken out of her account automatically. She didn't have to think about it. It was real easy. She didn't have time to like second guess or doubt herself or anything like that. The other thing is the tuning forks are not included in this fee, nor is your plane ticket to Jamaica. Those 2 things you have to arrange for, pay for separately. So the retreat certification is, you know, if you wait to the last minute, it's $1995, like $2,000, plus the tuning forks, and et cetera, it's $2,600. So that's pretty much how the pricing goes. So, you know, maybe you're ready to sign up tonight. Or maybe you need to talk to someone first. Maybe you need to talk to your spouse first. Or you need to check your bank account or check your schedule. You can contact me in several ways. My cell phone number is 707-972-6831. You can email me at cosmic@kachia.com. For more information, visit KemeTones.com, KemeTones. You can sign up to receive the free class info kit, which I think you already did because you're here on the webinar. Yeah, you can register at that page I just showed you, the retreat checkout page. You can sign up for a free strategy session to talk to me at the website, kachia.com. I don't know if you noticed before this little button here that says contact. If you click on the button there, then you schedule an appointment with me, and then we just jump on the line. It can be a phone conference or a visual teleconference. Well, I have so many web pages open, it's taking up time for it to pop up. Here it comes. So then you just click on Cosmic Navigation Strategy Session, and then it'll tell you you'll set your date and time, and then you choose if you want the visual or the telephone call. Okay. Okay. All right, so again, this certification retreat is January 8th through 16th, 2017, Portland, Jamaica. And now we're going to switch, unless any questions, if there's any questions. Check to see. Where did that button go? I don't know. Let's see how they're still. Yeah, there we go. You're still with me. Okay, cool. I'm going to close some of these windows because it's kind of slowing down. And close the checkout page. And this page is how you found me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to come on to the next section of the program about opening your money flow. So hopefully you were able to, when you signed up for this webinar, you received the link to download the free ebook. One of the students or potential students told me that the link was messed up. So I tried to fix it a few minutes ago. I don't know if it worked. So after this webinar is over, I'm going to go back and check it. But that will be the first step for you, is to download this free ebook that has 4 crucial steps to opening your money flow. And here they are right here. The LAM chant, the 5-minute root chakra meditation, Ho'oponopono, which is about forgiving yourself and forgiving others, even forgiving the Creator. And the 4th step is feng shui. The chant is pronounced LAM. And it's the chant that's connected to the root chakra. And we work with the root chakra because the root chakra is where our security, stability, and our financial freedom, our money, our finances are stored. And if we have experienced any type of trauma in our lives, it's probably stored in our root chakra and blocking our money flow. So we have this root chakra meditation. If you do it every day, I assure you, you will heal your root chakra and start to open up your money flow. Ho'oponopono is a traditional indigenous Hawaiian technique for forgiving yourself and forgiving others and opening up your flow. And I'm not going to go into it too much right now. Just take my word for it. Download the ebook. There's lots of videos on it, and it's a very important tool to open up your flow. And I want you to get these techniques because some of you might say, oh, I can't afford it. Well, if you do this work on yourself, you will open up the flow and you will manifest the money to get the training. Because once you're certified, that will open up your money flow even more, because then you'll be in a position to create the life you love, helping others as a cosmic sound healer, and start generating revenue and income from your healing work, right? So the 4th step is feng shui, and that's when we work with the energy of our space. We use the Bagua formula, which you can download from my website, and remember, the feng shui comes from traditional Chinese medicine, from I Ching, from Confucius, from Lao Tzu. This is the African technique. So you light up the feng shui chart with your home and with each room in your home. And then you set up your wealth altar in the wealth corner of every room and in the wealth room of your home. So these 4 steps are outlined in the ebook, and you can even sign up for me with the energy wealth analysis, and I can explain these processes in detail and see how you can tailor them to your own life and situation. So that's, that's really important. Those are things that I've used and have practiced to open up my money flow. By the way, this beautiful waterfall is Ijapantla. It's in San Andreas, in Veracruz, in Mexico. And this is one of the Olmec sites, Olmec communities. Well, not Ijapantla, San Andreas is in Veracruz, is the Olmec capital of Mexico. But I was there in 2008 looking for proof, or was it 2007, of ancient Kemet, right? And I came across this place called Ijapantla, Egypt, right? Because I was reading a book called When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler, where he talks about the history of the Aramu Olmexica, the Olmecs in North Central South America and their connection to Kemet in East Africa. And this is one of my passions. And my vision back then was to take people on tours of these sacred sites. And KemeTones and Reggae Wellness are going to allow me to do so. Okay, so that is the conclusion of the Open Your Money Flow that I promised to share with you. And the last thing I want to share with you is about, like I mentioned, some of my favorite wellness tips. And this is the first one. If you found me because of that little video I had about wearing orange on Sundays, this is the webpage for you. It's my old website. This page is called Living, Eating, and Juicing with the Cosmic Forces of the Universe. And I learned, well, I started doing this on my own back in 1987 when my first daughter was born. And then I got out of the habit. And then when I started to study Queen Afua in 2001, I read that's what she does. So I've been doing it ever since 2001. What is that? 15 years? And I wear my clothes. I choose my colors. I choose my smoothies. I choose my juices. I choose my meals by the planets, by the Netaru, because each day of the week is associated with a Netaru, a cosmic force, an Orisha, and a color, right? So on Sundays, when we honor Ra, I wear orange. On Monday, and I drink orange juice, and I eat orange yams, and I pick mango granola. You know, when I go to order something and I can't decide which one, like when I go to a juice bar, like, well, what do you want? And there's like a million juice combinations. I used to just sit there and like, and now I'm like, oh, it's blue day. I'll take blueberry smoothie. Or I would try to figure out what am I going to wear today. And I found after a while I was only wearing purple or earth tones. And I wasn't like wearing most of my clothing. So here's the correspondence chart. And some of this information I adopted from Raseki, and some of it is from Acutonics, and some of it is from my own research. So this is like a KemeTones chart. It's not exactly like any other chart. So don't say, oh, but this says this and this. This is based on my own life experience. So on particular days, I choose particular colors. Queen Afua suggests you choose your foods by the color of the day so that you eat a variety of foods and you get more nutrients and more nutrition instead of you always eating the same thing because it's your favorite. And so this is what I do. I even have my Sheti practice. On Sunday, I honor Ra. On Monday, I honor these Netaru here. I need to add Shesheta. I honor Shesheta on Monday because she's who I associate with the new moon. But I also do a ceremony for Yemaya, a dance for Yemaya. I do my water oblations. And on Tuesday, I have the self-care webinar. I do a ceremony for Sekhmet on Tuesdays. And Wednesdays, like today, is Jehuti. I wear yellow. And it just goes on and on like that. And it really keeps me in tune. I can't I can't address the importance of this enough. It's really powerful, and it's one of my favorite wellness tips. And then I have one more I want to share with you. For those of you that are interested in horoscopes and astrology, this is a very important one. Let's see if this page is still open. Hold on a second. I'm still loading. Here we go. Keeping up with the planetary movements. It's called Aura Watch, like Heru. And one of my favorite Hindu yoga teachers, Baba Pillai, who we will talk about some of his teachings on Fridays, because we deal with that energy of Heru for abundance and prosperity. But he has this website, or it's an app called Aura Watch, and you get it on your smartphone, and you check in with it, and it'll tell you for every moment of the day which planet is exalted. Like, is it the moon hour? Here's some examples. Is it the hour of the moon? Is it the hour of the sun? Is it the hour of Venus? Is it the hour of Jupiter? Like that. And then it also tells you the moon phases. And then down here is what I really like. It tells you the auspicious times for doing certain activities, and when it's a dangerous time or a poisonous time for certain activities. And so when I'm keeping in the flow, I keep up with this. And when it says it's sun hour on Sunday, then I do something creative. I don't do it like all day, every day. On Mercury Day, on Wednesday, when it's Mercury hour, then I sit down and I do something having to do with Jehuti, writing, or keeping up with finances. Or on Saturday, Saturn Day, on the Saturn hour, I do my ritual for Anpu. And so that is how I take it even deeper. And these are two of my very favorite wonderful wellness practices. And these web pages are still up. And if you can't find them, just contact me, and I will shoot you the link. So that is the conclusion of all three of these little webinars that we got done in the time allotted. We got two more pictures here. Let's wrap it up with these. Here's a picture of me with one of my teachers at the time at the foot of the Ijapantla. And I think this was the birth of my flow here at this time, traveling to Mexico, Palenque, Brazil, Machu Picchu, Belize. That year, everything really opened up for me when I started doing my research on search of ancient Kemet in South America. And yes, I am in the flow. I am the flow. These are some of the things we'll be studying when I open up the Open Your Money Flow coaching. But for now, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing you in January in Jamaica. Remember to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time for the KemeTones Self-Care and Beyond free weekly webinar here at the same place at the freeconferencecall.com/cosmic4. Same time, 5 p.m. at this time, but on a different day of the week, on Tuesday. Tonight's webinar was on Wednesday. And I will be having some more of these retreat preview webinars in September, October, November, and December. So I hope you join in for me there. I'll have more pictures and updates, and Ankaku and Linei, and maybe even some of the students from last year will join in and be prepared to talk. So once again, thank you so much. Let's see where my little picture is. I appreciate you all staying on the call this whole time. I've enjoyed it, even if no one said anything. But I really appreciate you being on the call. And I will talk to you soon on your Cosmic Navigation Strategy session or on Facebook or wherever we meet. Yeah. Hear a question?
Thanks for having us. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you.
Yes. One question before you go. Does it help in clearing up like vaccinations and stuff, the sound healing?
Does it clear up vaccination?
Yes.
You mean like illnesses that came as a result of being vaccinated?
Yes.
Yes. I cannot say that I've worked on anybody that had that symptom, but I can assure you, any illness, symptom, pain, dis-ease is a sign of a block in the flow of energy, whether it be a physical flow, energetic flow, the water in our bodies, the blood in our system. There's a block in the flow of energy. And I assure you that KemeTones sound healing can eliminate blocks. I think that whatever illnesses that arose from the toxins from vaccination, we would have to support with diet and nutrition and herbs and like yoga, like everything that we'll be experiencing in the retreat is encompassed by KemeTones. KemeTones is not just 24. It's the whole lifestyle. So I would have to say that yes, we can see changes from this work. I would say yes. I would have to know exactly what the symptoms are, and then we could like put together a protocol, a package.
Okay.
I wouldn't say in one treatment it will be done, but in one treatment we'll see a change, and we'll have more. And by the end of like 9, I like to say 9 treatments because it takes 9 months in the womb, and 9 is such a powerful number. But I would have to like talk to the patient more and see what else is going on.
Okay. All
right. I
right.
would certainly like to try it. Yeah, I would love to try it.
Yes. Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I would appreciate it if you can resend me the link for the e-book.
I will. Yeah, I saw you sent me your the chart for the room also, so I have a lot to send to you. So I will. Now that this is over, I can focus on my correspondence. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Guidance and blessings.
Tua, HOTEP.
HOTEP. HOTEP, sister.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so before we go, are there any other comments or questions? Okay, well, you can hit me up on Facebook. We have the Facebook KemeTones page. We have the KemeTones Recap Study Guide page. We have the KemeTones Certification Retreat page. And we have cosmic@katia.com. So those are all the ways you can reach me. I'm on Skype, Twitter, WhatsApp, and Instagram, and LinkedIn, and Google+, and YouTube. So you got to find me one of those ways, okay? Okay, do it once again. HOTEP. Peace and love.